Hi everyone. Today we are going to see some applications of refraction from our daily life and what is the reason for that. Okay, see, I have a glass of water with me. I'm going to drop a coin. Okay, so I just dropped it. So when you see it from here, you feel that coin is raised. Okay, you can see that it is raised. What is the reason? What is the reason for that raised position, or how can we define it scientifically? Or just you see, I just kept a pencil over here. You are not feeling it as a single one. Now it's a single one. When you watch from that side, you see it as a broken pencil. Why it happens? That is what we are going to see in this session. Okay. So what is real depth and apparent depth? We know that when we view a material which is kept in a denser medium from a rarer medium. Here this water is a denser medium. There I have kept drop the coin. But I am watching from the rarer medium. For me, the coin, the position of the coin is raised. So that we are going to define in terms of real depth and apparent depth. Real depth means the original depth and apparent depth means a raised position. When we watch the coin exactly from above the surface, we will feel like the original depth, because we studied that when the light ray travels perpendicular to the surface, it goes undeviated. Now let us change the position and see how we will see the raised position of the coin. We are slowly changing the position. Now we are not able to see the coin at the bottom part. Only we are able to see the coin in a raised condition. So this is what we used to see through the refraction. Let us see through a figure. Okay, just imagine that this is inside is the water, this is a tumbler, and this is outside. Okay, this is water. We have the object here. It's a point object. Okay, so we know that if you want to draw the image position, obviously we need minimum 2 rays. Okay, actually the rays are very closer, but for us to understand, I'm just going to make it in a like a different point. Okay, from first point, same point, but instead of keeping very closer, I'm going to draw it little apart. So one ray is traveling like this way as it is passing normally to the surface. What happens? It goes undeviated. Okay, this is our object. It goes undeviated. One more ray is traveling from here. When it strikes over here, what happens? It's traveling from denser to rarer medium. How it travel? As it is denser to rarer medium, it bend away from the normal. You are watching from this position. Okay, this is your eye. Actually, these two rays are very closer, but for you to understand, I have made little apart. Okay. So when we extend this line, this will come and join with the first line. So actually the object is here, but the image, we feel like the object is in this position of the image, the virtual image. It's just due to the reason of refraction. Okay, then how can we define in terms of this real and apparent depth? So here this is our angle of incidence and this is the angle of refraction. Okay, angle of incidence and angle of refraction. If you see these two lines, parallel lines, transversal line, we can tell that this is also I. Right, know that you studied in mathematics. Same way as we consider this one and this one, these angles, this angle is also equal to R. Now I will mark some point. This is O, I, B and A. Okay. For the proof, we are going to, proof is not required to study, only the final equation is required. But but I will show how it is. Okay, so we are going to consider ABI and AOB. These are the two triangles we are going to consider because we want to find out sin I and sin R. Just consider this triangle ABO. From that, this is the angle I, sin I. What is sin I? Sin I is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. This is the opposite side. BA divided by hypotenuse is BO. Same way we will find out what is sin R. Sin R is this one. So we want to consider this figure or this triangle AIB. For the sin R, same way BA divided by BI. Okay, hypotenuse. Okay. So both the cases BA is. Now let us find out what is the refractive index. So refractive index of second medium with respect to first, that is water with respect to air, is equal to sin I by sin R, that is equal to BA by BO divided by BA by BI. This can cancel off. So we will get BI by BO. What is BO? This is BO and this is BO and BI. As I told that actually these two rays are very closer, we can write instead of BI is equal to AI. This length and this length is almost similar, very slight, almost very closer. But for us to understand, it is made apart. So likewise, we can write BO is equal to AO. With this one, I am going to rewrite it as AI divided by AO. What is AI? AI is this one. This is called the apparent depth. Okay, apparent depth. That is what we feel when we watch the object. And AO is a original depth. Original or real depth. Okay, so AI is apparent depth and AO is a real depth. So we will write in terms of that. Now we got refractive index is equal to apparent depth divided by real depth. Apparent depth divided by real depth. So refractive index is equal to apparent depth divided by real depth. Okay, in between this, just imagine this is the original position. We feel I here. This is apparent depth and this total is real depth. So what is the difference between real depth and apparent depth? There is a shift. A shift of, if you consider this one, AO minus AI is equal to IO. This is called shift. Okay, so that much the object image or the view of the image is shifted or lifted up. Air with respect to glass. Okay, so this we can write it as air with respect to glass. Then what is refractive index of glass with respect to air? We studied the principle of reversibility. 1 by the refractive index of the other medium. So we will get refractive index of AG. So how can we rewrite the equation? Real depth by apparent depth. Because we are watching from the down. Okay. So the refractive index of glass with respect to air is equal to real depth by apparent depth. And now we will relate with the shift. Now we know that there is a change in the shift. Okay. So shift is equal to real depth minus apparent depth. Or real depth, how can we relate the real depth? Real depth is equal to, or apparent depth is equal to real depth divided by the refractive index. Okay, so I am going to rewrite in that way. If we consider this equation, if we keep real depth here, apparent depth here, we will get real depth divided by refractive index. Okay, so real depth is real depth minus apparent, instead of apparent depth, from this equation I am going to write it as real depth divided by refractive index of glass with respect to air. Or else we can write it as shift is equal to real depth into 1 minus 1 by refractive index of glass with respect to air. These are the two equations you want to study. The refractive index, how the refractive index of glass with respect to air related with the real depth and apparent depth, and how it is related with the shift. Now let us see how can we show this variation through the figure. So here we have a tumbler with water. Okay, and this is the original side of the stick or pencil. Okay, if it is pencil, whatever it is, we will do like this way. Okay, so we are going to consider the ray which comes out from the tip. Okay, so we need two set of rays. One ray, it goes, and as it is traveling from denser to, this is denser medium and this is a rarer medium. Denser to rarer medium, it bend away from the normal, and one more ray which goes over there. We'll take another ray, and it also bend away from the normal. Okay, now we just want to extend this line. These two lines, if we extend, this will come and join here. So automatically this will join here. So instead of the single stick, we are going to see from here till here it's okay. This side is bend like this way. So this is what happens in the case of pencil or stick. Actually it's a single line or single ray, but when it travels from denser, we are watching from denser to rarer. During that time, this bending is happens due to this change. It is due to the refraction of light from denser medium to rarer medium. So till now we were speaking regarding if you are watching something which is kept inside the water. Now imagine that you are inside the water, and how you will feel when you see something outside the water. Okay. For example, imagine that you are inside a swimming pool. Near to the swimming pool, one coconut tree is there. Okay. So you are inside the water and you are watching the coconut tree. First condition we study that when we watch from rarer to denser medium, the object is lifted. We feel like object is lifted. So the total length will be reduced. Okay. Now when we watch from denser to the rarer medium things, how it changes. Okay, just imagine you are inside the water and here we have the object. This is water and this is the object. So same way, two lines we will draw, two rays. One goes undeviated, another ray comes over here. What happens? It's traveling from rarer to denser medium. So what happens? It bends towards the normal, right? It bent towards the normal. You are here and watching the object which is above the water or in the air. So if we extend this line, you feel the length is increased. When you are watching from denser to rarer medium, the apparent length or the apparent length is increased than the original length, and when you are watching from the air, the apparent length is decreased than the original length. Other than these two things, there are lots of day-to-day life applications related with the refraction. You know that the sunrise, the early sunrise and sunset. How this happens? Early sunrise and sunset is due to the refraction of light. Just imagine this is the earth and we have a atmosphere. Okay, different layer of atmosphere. So when light travels from vacuum to atmosphere, there is a change in the refraction, okay, or the density of the medium. So just imagine that actually the sun is here. What happens? The rays will fall over here as it is traveling from rarer to denser medium. What happens? It bends towards the normal. So the person who is standing here will feel like the sun is here. Okay, so this is another application of refraction or day-to-day life. Early sunrise and late sunset. If it is sunset, we feel so this much time we can see the sun again, or in the sun rises time, when the sun is here, before 4 or 5 minutes earlier, we could see the sun. Okay. Another example is desert, the mirage. Okay. Mirage is not only due to the refraction, even total internal refraction is also there. That I will explain in the coming classes. So we can tell that mirage is also an application of refraction of light rays. Then when you keep something, when you keep the glass slab above the figures, you feel like these letters are raised. Or when you see the water tank, the water in a tank from the top, you feel like a shallow water. When you are watching the water from the surface of the water, we never feel the actual depth. That is the reason always the elders used to tell, no, if you doesn't know, if you're not familiar with the water or river, don't go inside, because from the top we feel like a shallow, but when you go inside only we will come to know the actual depth. You might have seen the twinkling of the stars. We know that actually the stars never twinkle, but still we are able to see the twinkling. That's also due to the application of refraction. When light from the stars moves from one layer to another layer, at the same time even there is temperature change. So both are the consequence, both are the factors, both are the reason behind the twinkling of stars. Or if you keep like a coin, we already discussed that, and if you keep your leg or hand inside the water, you feel it is bulged and the size is little shortened one. Why you are feeling it's bulged? Because the actual length is feeling like a cut short one. So these are some of the common application of refraction we used to see in the nature and in our day-to-day life. You find out more applications for refraction. Thank you.